Before this video starts, I just want to give a massive shout out to all my channel members. If you want to receive a shout out, then become a channel member today and you'll be shown on screen like all these other channel members here. Anyways, enjoy the video. In version 14.2, Awakened Bahamut had finally received talents, and in this video, I want to go over what talents he got and how good they are. Before we start, if you found this video useful, then be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy Battlecats content, and comment your thoughts on Bahamut talents down below. With that out of the way, let's discuss Bahamut talents. Unlike basically every other talent in the game, Bahamut, alongside Valkyrie, both have stages that must be cleared in order to unlock them. Valkyrie's stage requires clearing Cats of the Cosmos Chapter 2, and Bahamut's talent stage simply requires beating Valkyrie's stage. However, this stage is more balanced around Lake Cats of the Cosmos Chapter 3. After this stage, you get access to Awaken Bahamut's talents. These talents being Slow Immunity, Unit Speed Up, and Explosion. Bahamut so far is the only unit in the game to not get either attack or defensive talents. First is their speed talent. Bahamut goes from 60 to 70 speed. This talent allows him to get into the front line faster, attacking enemies in a quick manner. While this talent is good on Bahamut, it does change some interactions and timings Bahamut has with specific enemies, meaning if you do invest, you have to learn the timings with new speed boosted Bahamut, but that isn't much of an issue. Second is his slow immunity. This immunity is also extremely solid, as this talent allows Bahamut to not get screwed over by a plethora of enemies that do slow. It makes handling Queen Bee easier, as now if he does get hit, he can't get screwed over by the Bee's slow. Professor A is also another big one, as Bahamut tends to get stuck in a slow loop if Professor A is able to proc his slow. Pair this with the speed boost talent and you have yourself a solid Professor A rusher. It even helps if you mess up Bahamut timing against Crocley, as now he won't be lagging behind for a solid minute. Another solid talent for Bahamut. Now for perhaps the main talent for Bahamut, and one of the most absurd talents added to the game, this is Bahamut's Explosion talent. This talent starts with a 28% chance to cause an explosion, but if you max out the talent, the explosion chance shoots up to 100%. This talent effectively doubles his damage output and gives him some piercing range. For those that don't know, Explosion works by spawning a blast-like wave at a unit's standing range and extends both forwards and backwards, dealing damage depending on what part of the explosion hits the enemy. Bahamut is able to deal 100% of his damage in an explosion radius between 125 to 275 range, 70% of his damage between 25 to 125 and 275 to 375 range, and 40% of his damage between negative 125 to 25 range and 375 to 475 range. This means Bahamut is able to deal an absurd amount of damage to enemies that are in his range area, and allows him to deal solid damage to enemies he shouldn't even be hitting in the first place. It must be noted that the explosion only triggers on the first hit, so it only takes the damage from the initial attack. On screen is a table that shows the damage ranges depending on Bahamut's level and which part of the explosion an enemy is hit by, but the main thing you need to know with the center explosion on top of his initial attack is that at level 30, Bahamut is capable of dealing 170,000 damage, 195,000 damage at level 40, and 220,000 damage at level 50. That is, if Bahamut doesn't already knock back the enemy, but that enemy is usually hit by Bahamut's last explosion anyways. You could further boost this damage up to a flat 25,000 damage across all parts of the explosion at any level against a specific trait due to the fact that Bahamut gets a talent orb slot. So at level 50, Bahamut's last explosion could deal upwards to 70,000 damage against a specific trait. While the power of attack orbs was somewhat known by those who use units with mini wave or mini surge and target only units, along with some niche interactions with Can, Bahamut's extremely high base attack stat means Bahamut gets an absurd boost of damage against a specific trait, a 50,000 boost in damage in his main target area. If you struggle against, say, angel enemies, it might be worth farming angel attack orbs to truly boost Bahamut's raw strength. This talent is actually absurd, and I would genuinely say this talent is on the same level as Can Double Bounty in terms of how strong the talent is. The talent unlock order is really just Explosion first, then Slow Immunity, then if you want to commit to a faster Bahamut, his speed increase. The sheer damage output Bahamut gets from the explosion is honestly absurd, and if Bahamut got talents via normal means, then this would 100% be the very second talent you unlock, just after Can Double Bounty. If you're close to beating Cats of the Cosmos Chapter 3 or already have, then be sure to save 235 NP to make sure you have enough to max out Bahamut's explosion. With all that said, I want to thank you for watching this analysis of Bahamut talents. If you thought this video was helpful, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy Battle Cats content, and comment down below your thoughts on Bahamut talents. I'd love to hear what you all think of them. Also, shout out to the following channel members: Dr. Deadly, Potato King, Gross Cat the Best, and Uberlist for being silver members or higher. If you want to receive a shout out like these channel members here, then become a silver member or higher today. Becoming a channel member supports what I do in a way that helps keep the lights on, and channel members receive an exclusive role on my Discord server, which can be found in the description down below. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day.